Ethan Hale never wanted attention. He lived a quiet life in a small city, working as an engineer in a repair shop. He woke early, fixed machines, helped customers, and went home. Nothing exciting ever happened to him. He liked it that way. But on that strange morning, everything changed. It began with a loud sound in the sky, deep, heavy, and shaking the windows like a giant heartbeat. People rushed outside, confused. Cars stopped on the road. Birds scattered in fear. When Ethan stepped out of his shop, he froze. A massive shadow covered the sun. Above the city, an enormous alien ship hovered. It was black and silver, shaped like a blade, stretching across the sky like a floating mountain. Thousands of bright blue lights pulsed along its surface, glowing like veins. The world went silent for one long second. Then panic erupted. People screamed. Others cried. Soldiers ran into the streets. Sirens rang everywhere. The alien warship slowly turned, releasing a sharp beam of light that scanned the ground. The air hummed with energy. It felt like the whole planet was being examined. Ethan's heart pounded. He tried to step back inside his shop, but the ground shook as the ship released a loud, echoing voice across the city, across the whole world. "We seek the chosen human." The voice was cold, powerful, and not human at all. It vibrated in Ethan's bones. People looked at each other, terrified. Chosen human? Chosen for what? The ship sent out dozens of drones, round silver machines with glowing blue eyes. They flew low over the streets, scanning people one by one. Soldiers pointed their guns, but no one fired. Everyone was too afraid. One drone moved toward Ethan. He slowly raised his hands, thinking the machine wanted to check him like everyone else. But the drone stopped directly in front of him, and all its lights turned gold. People around him gasped. A soldier shouted, "Step away from the civilian." Another yelled, "Targets are marking." Repeat, "Targets are marking." The drone projected a beam of light upward, like a signal. The alien ship responded. A large circle in the center of the ship opened, glowing bright white. A hologram slowly appeared above Ethan, massive, detailed, and stunning. It was a woman. Not a human woman. An alien princess. She had silver blue skin that shimmered like moonlight. Her eyes were bright violet, glowing softly. Her long hair flowed down like liquid light. Elegant armor covered her shoulders, and a thin crown floated above her head. Her beauty was unreal. Unnatural. Dangerous. But what shocked everyone more was the way she stared. She looked straight at Ethan. Her expression changed, surprise, interest, then something else. Something intense. She whispered softly, but the whole world heard it. "It is him." Soldiers lowered their guns in confusion. Civilians backed away. The air felt heavy, as if the planet itself was holding its breath. The princess spoke again, louder. "The human. Bring him to me. He is the one." Ethan stepped back, shaking. "Wait, me? Why? I don't even know you." But she continued, ignoring his fear. "He will be my husband." Silence. Absolute silence. People stared at Ethan with wide eyes. Some in shock, some in fear. Soldiers looked at each other, not understanding what to do. The princess raised a hand to her guards, tall, armored aliens standing behind her in the hologram. "Take him. Protect him. Kill anyone who tries to stop us." Chaos exploded instantly. Humans panicked. Soldiers shouted orders. Some tried to form a barrier around Ethan, while others backed away, unsure if protecting him meant starting a war. "Why me?" Ethan whispered. "I'm nobody." But the drones closed in around him, forming a circle. Blue energy wrapped around his arms, lifting him slightly from the ground. He tried to resist, but the energy held him gently, almost respectfully. The princess watched with calm eyes, as if this moment had been planned for years. Then her hologram flickered and shifted, showing a mysterious symbol, a star surrounded by 3 circles. She placed her hand over it. "The prophecy is true," she said softly. "The human of the outer light has been found." Ethan had no idea what that meant. But the aliens seemed certain. The drones lifted him slowly toward the sky. "Put me down!" Ethan shouted. "I'm not chosen. I'm just an engineer." People watched helplessly as the drones carried him up toward the alien ship. Soldiers tried shooting the drones, but their bullets dissolved in midair like dust. When Ethan reached the glowing entrance of the ship, he heard another voice, deeper, angry. "Princess, this is a mistake," an alien general spoke from behind her. "A human cannot be the chosen one." The princess's eyes flashed with anger. "Do not question me." "But the prophecy. The prophecy does not choose him. I choose him." Ethan's fear grew stronger. He didn't want to be chosen. He didn't want to be anything. The ship's interior opened before him, dark metal walls, glowing symbols, strange machines. Everything looked powerful and ancient. The drones placed him gently on the floor. The moment his feet touched the ground, the lights in the hallway flickered and glowed brighter. Almost like the ship recognized him. Ethan felt a cold shiver. What does she want from me? Before he could think more, 2 alien guards approached him. Their armor was smooth, tall, and glowing. One spoke in a deep voice. "Do not fear, human. You belong to the princess now." "I don't belong to anybody." Ethan snapped. The guard didn't answer. Instead, he stepped aside. And the princess walked toward Ethan in full form, not a hologram this time. She was even more breathtaking up close, her eyes locked on him with an emotion he couldn't understand. She stopped only 1 step away from him. "You do not know me," she said softly. "But I have searched for you. I have crossed the stars for you." "Why me?" Ethan asked quietly. She touched her glowing crown, and it sparkled like stardust. "Because destiny pointed to you," she said. "But destiny did not choose you for me." She placed a hand on his shoulder, gentle but firm. "I chose you." Ethan swallowed hard. His world had changed in minutes. He didn't know what she wanted, what prophecy she meant, or why an alien empire would come to Earth for him. He only knew one thing. His simple life was gone. Forever. Ethan stood frozen as the alien princess faced him. The air around her shimmered with energy, like gravity itself followed her command. She looked calm, but her eyes held a storm. Inside the alien ship, everything felt unreal. The walls were alive with flowing light. Strange symbols moved like water. The floor vibrated gently, as if the ship breathed. Ethan's heart raced. He had been inside this ship for only minutes, yet it felt like another world. 2 armored alien guards stood behind the princess, watching Ethan closely. They looked ready to grab him the moment he tried to run. But the princess lifted her hand slightly, and both guards bowed and stepped back. She wanted to speak to him alone. Ethan swallowed hard. "Why are you doing this? Why me?" The princess stared at him for a long moment, studying him, almost like she was memorizing his face. "My name is Princess Liara of the Starlight Empire," she said softly. "You are inside my flagship, the Eternal Wing." "That doesn't answer anything," Ethan said. "You came to Earth for me? Why?" "I'm just an engineer." Liara walked slowly around him, her movements silent and graceful. Her long silver hair flowed behind her like mist. She touched a glowing panel on the wall. The room darkened. A hologram appeared in the air, an ancient star map filled with unknown galaxies. At the center was a bright symbol, a star and 3 circles. Ethan recognized it. He saw it earlier in her hologram broadcast. "What is that?" he asked. Liara looked at him with serious eyes. "It is the mark of the outer light," she said. "A prophecy from thousands of years ago. It speaks of a human born under a fading star who will guide the empire through its darkest hour." Ethan blinked. A human? How? Humans didn't even know aliens existed until today. Liara's voice became quiet. The prophecy is older than your world. Ethan felt his breath catch. Older than Earth? Before he could speak, the hologram shifted again. This time it showed something terrifying. A giant black swarm, like millions of insects made of metal, swallowing whole planets. Stars dimmed as the swarm consumed everything. Civilizations vanished in seconds. The image felt cold, hopeless. Ethan stepped back. What is that? Liara's face darkened. The Void Swarm. A force that destroys stars, worlds, and life. They are coming. They will reach our galaxy soon. And Earth will not survive. The hologram zoomed in on Earth, then showed it being swallowed by the swarm. Ethan stared in horror. You're telling me the universe is ending? No, she said. I am telling you we still have a chance to stop it. The map returned to the glowing prophecy symbol. Liara stood in front of it. This symbol marks the chosen one. Someone who can activate a weapon older than my empire. A weapon hidden in deep space. A weapon said to respond only to the soul without fear. Ethan shook his head. No. You're wrong. I'm not chosen. I'm scared right now. I don't know anything about alien weapons. Liara stepped closer. Her voice softened. I did not choose you because of the prophecy, she said. I chose you because the moment I saw your face, I knew the prophecy was pointing to you. That makes no sense, Ethan protested. You saw me for 2 seconds. Liara smiled slightly. 2 seconds is enough when destiny speaks. Ethan felt helpless. None of this felt real. He tried to calm himself. Look, princess, or your grace, or whatever I'm supposed to call you, why do you want me to be your husband? How does that help stop the universe from ending? Liara took a slow breath. Then she revealed something no one else had heard. There is more to the prophecy, she said. It says the one who activates the ancient weapon will die. Ethan felt ice crawl through his veins. That person dies? Liara nodded sadly. Yes. He stared at her in disbelief. So you want to marry someone who is going to die? Liara's eyes softened with a strange pain. I will not let you die. But the prophecy. I do not care what the prophecy says, she snapped suddenly, voice echoing in the chamber. The lights flickered. For the first time, Ethan saw emotion break through her perfect royal mask, fear, anger, and something deeper. Liara turned away for a moment, breathing slowly to calm herself. Ethan watched quietly. She finally spoke again, voice gentler. I lost my father to the swarm. I lost my brother. My people look to me for hope, but I cannot carry this empire alone. She turned back to Ethan. You are not just a prophecy. You are my choice. I want a partner. Someone who is not born into power. Someone who sees the universe with honest eyes. Ethan didn't know what to say. He had been kidnapped. Forced onto a ship. Called a chosen one. Promised a marriage he never asked for. Yet now, looking at Liara's trembling hands, he saw something unexpected. She wasn't a cold alien ruler. She was someone fighting a battle she never asked for, just like him. Before he could respond, the ship suddenly shook violently. Alarms blared. A voice shouted through the speakers. Princess! Unknown forces have breached the outer shield. Someone is trying to break into the ship. Liara's face turned deadly serious. Who dares attack my flagship? Ethan stepped back as guards rushed into the room with glowing weapons. One guard kneeled. Your Highness, someone is not after you. They are after the human. Ethan froze. After me? Why? The guard looked at him with fear. Because there are those in the Empire who believe a human should never rule beside the princess. They believe you are a threat. The ship shook again, closer this time. Liara grabbed Ethan's arm, pulling him behind her. You are under my protection, she said firmly. No one will harm you. Ethan didn't feel protected at all. He felt like he was standing at the center of a storm he didn't understand. Liara turned to her guards. Seal the halls. Protect the human at all cost. The doors slammed shut. Ethan looked at her, heart pounding. This is insane. I don't want to die. I don't want to be part of your prophecy. Liara stepped close, her bright violet eyes locked on him. You will not die, she whispered. Not while I live. The ship shook a third time, harder. Explosions echoed in the distance. Enemies were close. Liara held Ethan's hand and began pulling him toward a secure chamber. And in that moment, Ethan realized the truth. He wasn't just chosen. He was being hunted. Ethan ran behind Princess Liara as the alien ship shook again. The hallway lights flickered red. Smoke drifted through the air. Somewhere deep inside the ship, metal screamed from powerful impacts. The attackers were close. Liara's royal guards moved ahead, forming a protective wall around their princess and the human she had chosen. Their armor glowed like living silver. Their steps were fast but silent. Ethan's breath came heavy. Why are they attacking us? They're your own people, right? Liara didn't slow down. Not all of them. Some believe a human is too weak to stand beside me. Others fear you will change the empire. And some want the prophecy's power for themselves. This is crazy, Ethan muttered. I should be at home fixing engines, not running from assassins in a giant spaceship. Liara looked back at him briefly, eyes softening. I know this is not your world, Ethan. But you are part of it now. A huge explosion rocked the hallway. The guards spread out instantly, taking defensive positions. A section of the wall melted away like wax. 3 armored figures stepped through the smoke. Their armor was black, marked with sharp red lines, symbols of the royal extremists. Their helmets glowed with crimson light. The leader pointed a weapon directly at Ethan. There. The human. Kill him. End this foolish prophecy. Before they fired, Liara stepped in front of Ethan, raising her hand. A bright barrier of blue energy exploded outward, blocking the attack. The beam hit her shield and burst into sparks. Stand down. Liara commanded, her voice shaking the air. You will not touch him. But the extremists attacked again. The hallway became chaos, lasers, sparks, metal clashing. Guards fought desperately. Ethan ducked behind a pillar, covering his head as blasts flew past him. One extremist broke through the guards and charged toward Ethan. Ethan backed up, heart pounding, until his foot hit something glowing on the floor. A small cube. It hummed with strange symbols. The extremist raised his blade. Ethan grabbed the cube without thinking and held it up like a shield. The cube exploded with light. A shockwave blasted the extremist back, sending him crashing into a wall. Everyone froze. The cube floated out of Ethan's hands and glowed brighter, reacting to him. Liara stared at Ethan with wide eyes. It responds to you, she whispered. Just like the prophecy said. Ethan didn't understand what happened, but he didn't have time to ask. The remaining extremists retreated, realizing they were outmatched. Liara rushed to Ethan and grabbed his arm. We must reach the core chamber. Now. They ran again, deeper into the ship. When they reached the inner chamber, Ethan felt a strange pull, like the room itself was watching him. The chamber was a massive circular space filled with floating rings of metal and a glowing star-like orb at the center. Liara stepped forward. This is the heart of the Eternal Wing, ancient technology created long before my people existed. It is linked to the ancient weapon. If the swarm reaches our galaxy, this is where everything begins. Ethan stared at the swirling rings. What does it want from me? Liara looked at the orb. It will show you. The orb brightened. Then a beam of light shot into Ethan's chest. He gasped and staggered. Images filled his mind, stars dying, worlds burning, the void swarm spreading like endless darkness. He saw the ancient weapon hidden in a dead system. He saw a control seat shaped for a human form. He saw himself standing inside the weapon, activating it, releasing a massive blast of energy. And dying. The images vanished. Ethan fell to his knees, shaking. Liara rushed to him, holding him up. Ethan! What did you see? He looked at her with wide, terrified eyes. It kills me. The prophecy is real. If I activate that weapon, I die. Liara's hands tightened around his arms, her voice trembling. I promised I would not let that happen. Ethan shook his head. If I don't do it, Earth dies. Your people die. Everyone dies. Liara shut her eyes, pain filling her expression. There must be another way. There isn't, Ethan whispered. Silence fell between them. The chamber lights dimmed, as if listening. Then the ship's alarm screamed again. A hologram appeared from the ceiling. Princess! The void swarm has entered the system. They are heading toward Earth. Liara stood up immediately, pulling Ethan with her. We go now, she said. To the weapon. The journey through space felt faster than time. The swarm stretched like a living shadow, millions of black, metal creatures devouring everything in their path. Earth was in their direction. When the Eternal Wing reached the ancient weapon, an enormous floating structure shaped like a broken star, Ethan felt the cube from earlier glowing in his pocket. It wanted him to enter. Liara walked beside him, her hand gripping his tightly. I will go with you, she said. Ethan shook his head. No. You need to stay with your people. If I fail, you need to lead them. Liara's voice broke slightly. I do not want a throne without you. Ethan gave a sad smile. I didn't choose this life. But I can choose this moment. He stepped forward. The weapon opened, revealing a chamber glowing with ancient energy. A seat made of pure light formed in the center. Ethan sat. The machine reacted instantly, symbols rushing across the walls, power rising like a star being born. The swarm noticed. Millions of tiny metal forms turned toward the weapon and charged. Liara watched from behind a barrier of light, tears in her glowing eyes. Ethan, she shouted. Please, come back to me. He looked at her. I'll try. Then the chamber closed. Power surged through Ethan's body. The machine's energy grew until the whole structure trembled. Emily saw a countdown appear in his mind. He had seconds before it unleashed its final blast. He could feel his heartbeat slowing. Pain shot through his limbs. He whispered to himself, for Earth, for her. The swarm reached them. The machine released its energy. A massive wave of light exploded outward, ripping through the swarm, turning millions of them into dust. The explosion spread across the system, destroying every last enemy. Then everything went silent. Liara screamed his name. The chamber opened slowly. Smoke drifted out. Liara ran inside, heart pounding, terrified. Inside the chamber. Ethan lay still, eyes closed, not moving. She fell to her knees beside him, tears falling onto his chest. She pressed her forehead against his and whispered. You promised you would try. A faint breath escaped Ethan's lips. Liara's eyes widened. He whispered weakly, You pulled me back. Liara broke into a shaking smile. You are alive. Ethan tried to sit up. Barely. Liara cupped his face. You saved my people. You saved Earth. You saved the galaxy. Ethan smiled faintly. Does that mean I get a reward? Liara leaned close, her voice soft as starlight. You get me. She kissed him gently, holding him as the galaxy around them celebrated their victory. And for the first time, Ethan realized something. He wasn't chosen by destiny. He was chosen by her.